At your age, the whole house gather. You dey ask victory to the whole house. At your age, like can you imagine? I go take 29 years, come in and follow boy of 25 years. Yes, I didn't say nothing for the whole house. They talk about Otega.
Nothing to offer. I don't need it. Everybody knows. If you fix me or focus on it, I'll be fine. I'll be fucking fine. I have never needed it. I have never needed it. I'm established. Fucking established.
You bad, you want it, you bad, you want it, bad, you want it, you bad, you want it. It is so sweet.
Is there really a party night in Big Brother's house without some drama? I'm speaking about a sprinkle of drama. Is there a party night in that house without drama? Of course there isn't. If it isn't a fight, it is a confrontation. If it isn't a confrontation, it's a gossip session. If not, it is something else. Probably to people who had gotten really wasted during the party, you know, making out somewhere. It is crazy. There's always something happening in Big Brother's house on a party night. And last night during the Thursday night pool party was no exception. Ladies and gentlemen, the aftermath of the party. Oh my goodness. Now, it wasn't like there was a lot of fights, but there was a fight and then the tension that followed afterwards. Yo, it was a lot. So there was a fight between Thelma and Otega versus Isabella. The sad thing is, we did not really get to catch the actual genesis of the fight, like how did it happen, what exactly happened, you know. But I listened to Thelma's explanation much later, where she was explaining to one or two persons, and it made me wonder, like, okay, so this is what happened, yeah, and it now escalated to this massive blowout. Like, these people were literally dragging each other to filth, yeah. Thelma was slut shaming Isabella to nothing, like calling her names, saying no manner of things. Guys, oh my goodness, it's a lot. So we're gonna get into this video right now. I will tell you all about that fight, and then I will tell you the aftermath of the fight, how it affected Kaikumi in particular. The guy was just seriously downcast after the fight. It was serious, all right? So we're gonna get into that now. Aside that fight, there was also a rift between Day Day and Midday. I had been hinting you all on my videos and even on the excerpt that's on Twitter via my tweets about the cracks in their relationship here. I'd been asking questions like, oh, do you guys see what I'm seeing? Do you guys see how it seems like they're drifting apart somehow? Well, last night, after that fight, the cracks were bigger, yeah, and we do not know if it can be mended or not, all right? So we're going to talk about all of this on this video, and there's also something else, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to make another video if this one is too lengthy. So just go ahead, watch this video to the end, don't skip out on any part. And before we get in, first off, beginning with the pool party. Ladies and gentlemen, the pool party was lit. Now, I'm going to be frank with all of you. At first, I was kind of scared that it was going to be boring because of the selection of songs that the DJ was playing, yeah? It was kind of slow, it was kind of draggy, and it seemed like the housemates' energy was not really up, yeah? Because they had just had a sponsor task. So I was kind of worried, but then the tempo picked up and boom. It was as if somebody blew a whistle and said, everybody go. And everybody was set in the party mood. They were drinking, they were smoking. And of course, the person that was busy smoking the most was Jason J. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason J was being in his literal meaning of, I'm going to do whatever the F I want. Yeah, so he was being literal about it. Was smoking heavily, was drinking a lot, was dancing with any and everybody, but especially always going to either Sultana or Joanna. And you see, while this whole thing was happening, guys, trust me, my eyes would definitely be on Day Day because I wanted to see the chemistry between those two people. Jason J had said that moving forward, his friendship with Day Day is over. He's no longer in the Day Day space anymore. So whilst he was doing all of these things, Day Day on her own part was being very avoidant, right? anywhere he was at or Sultana was at, Dede avoided those areas. So she was just literally a lone wolf at the party. Kola would dance towards her sometimes, but then she would also shift a bit. Culture was kind of fixated on Dede for a bit. And I was looking at this guy like, okay, this is weird, right? Coming from someone that is usually the number one gossip of Dede and her affairs. Very interesting, you know. And Dede too does not trust the guy. So she wasn't really entertaining him like that. And at a point, he had to move away. But aside these little things that were happening here and there, the party was actually a banger. It was amazing. And oh my goodness, worthy mentions are everybody, as a matter of fact. But come on, this video would not be complete if we do not give massive accolades to Thelma's body as the 30th housemate of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, yo, for a mother of an almost 2 years old, wow, come on, she was looking hot. Her body was bodying. She was looking banging. And you see, she knew that she was looking good. She knew that she was looking sexy. And so even the bikini that she wore, she was busy flaunting that body here and there. I mean, come on, she looked amazing. But all the housemates, they looked fantastic. And the most important thing was they were all having the time of their life, right? Now, whilst the party was going on, Biggie had provided the housemates with enough meat. There was enough goat meat, cow meat, and chicken. But the chicken was not that much, right? According to what Thelma said later, I think she said there was 25 pieces of chicken. And they are 26 housemates, right, currently. So they had to share. But before we get to Thelma's explanation, during the party still, Kola was moving around. I think he was informing the housemates that after the party, he has an after party for all of them. So what he had in store for them was he had some games lined up, like some very, very fun games. At some point, he had to go inside the mansion with Doris and one or two other persons, and you know, he was drafting out questions and all whatnot. I mean, guys, it was a promising night. It was meant to be exciting with the amount of games that Kola had actually outlined for everybody, you know. So by the time the party was over now, here I was as a viewer. I was waiting to see this fantastic, you know, itinerary of games that Kola had actually prepared for everybody. But then lo and behold, the game was going on, right? The game was going on. And lo and behold, boom, we started hearing voices, shouting. They were just shouting and shouting and shouting. And then first, I saw that it was okay between Otega and Isabella. And then I saw that, okay, Thelma joined herself and it was like 2 against 1. And the argument was so heated that housemates had to go and separate these people. And you know, Otega is tall and kind of big for a man, you know. So the way he was advancing towards Isabella was kind of scary to a lot of people. So they were trying to separate them. And these people were throwing insult, like hurling insults at each other. Now, listen to some of the things that Thelma said. Oh my goodness. Thelma was literally slut shaming Isabella, you know, telling her that, oh, is that what you came to do in this house? Look at you. You came to this house to come and have sex. Look at you in front of the whole house. You opened your legs and you fucked the man. She was saying a lot of things. Isabella too was firing back with the insults, right? So both of them were saying really vile things to each other. But when you listen to Thelma more, you could sense that it's like she's been waiting for that moment all her life to slut shame Isabella, to really just shame the girl in every way possible. Because every time she has conversations with people about Isabella, she never ever fails to mention that Isabella is not mentally on her level, that Isabella is not an intelligent person. She does not know how to have intellectual conversations, blah, 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 blah. Always insulting the girl, always downgrading Isabella, you know. So the good thing is that both of them, they're actually single mothers. So they cannot, nobody can come and say, you're insulting a single mother, you're insulting a single mother, because they now started insulting each other via their single motherhood. So the whole thing was really, really messy. And guys, at that point in time, I did not really understand what was happening because the thing was so heated. But then, as I mentioned before, later on, Thelma was now retelling that whole episode with Otega and one or two other persons. And that was where she explained that the fight happened because Isabella was trying to be selfish, that the meat that Big Brother had actually sent to them, there was a lot of meat. She was working on the meat inside the house, which was true. She enjoyed the pool party, but most of the time she was inside the house preparing the meat, whilst Otega was actually at the grill together with K Bobo and other people that were assisting. So she said that the chicken that Big Brother had actually given to them was not enough. So they needed to, pieces it so that it will go around for everybody. But then Isabella came and was demanding to have one whole chicken to herself, that she doesn't want to share it. She doesn't want to share with anybody. And that really pissed her off, because she's like, you are out there, you're having so much fun. We are over here, we're slaving to get this thing ready for everybody. And you're coming to come and make demands. Who are you to make demands? So according to Thelma, that was the reason the fight had actually happened. And I'm thinking, for such a reason, the way people insulted each other tonight, that's a lot. It just seemed like people had literally been waiting for that opportunity all your life. But then we all know that there is, the whole thing between these people, that's Thelma and Isabella, it's been a build-up. Yeah. I asked questions to Isabella on Sunday during the live eviction show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been building up. It's been coming up. It's been steaming. And so last night was the explosion that had been waiting to happen. Now, in that whole fight, I was confused at some point. And so everything was happening. However, in that whole fight, I was sort of confused at some point. There seemed to be a disconnect between Kai Kumi and Isabella, our favorite toxic couple of the season, right? There seemed to be a disconnect. Kai Kumi looked really sad. The guy looked drained. He looked tired. Like, where somebody has had enough, but they don't just know how to redeem themselves from a particular situation. That was how he looked. This guy was upstairs in the dressing area. He had his hand on his head, like his two hands on his head. And he was like this, and he was thinking. And then later on, he came downstairs. Like, the guy was looking drained, exhausted. Isabella, on the other hand, she was telling one or two persons that, she's over and done with Kai Kumi, that he has to choose between her and Thelma tonight. Otherwise, they are done. And that is final. So I was now wondering, like, I thought this fight was between Thelma, Otega against Isabella. How did Kai Kumi's own get into it? Because, guys, to be frank with you, I did not understand how Kai Kumi was involved. I was asking myself, okay, could it be that Kai Kumi was not taking Isabella's side in that whole altercation? Or could it be that he was defending Thelma? Like, what exactly was it? Why is Isabella upset? She was so upset to the point that she even transferred a bit of her aggression towards Day Day and Joanna and Midday, because she felt like Thelma said that they had been gossiping about her, because she thought she had heard Thelma say that, oh, the girls that you talk to, they've been gossiping about you. But those ones were like, that wasn't even what was said. Everybody heard right what Thelma had said. Thelma had said that, oh, she's not even well put together, she's not classy, that look at the girls that she talks to, she should take a cue from them, she should learn from Day Day and Midday on how to be put together and classy. So the whole thing almost brought another argument, because everybody's tempers was already flaring already, But then about Isabella and Kai Kumi's own situation, guys, it was quite confusing for me. I did not understand, because afterwards, some of the guys started advising Kai Kumi. All right. So there was K-Bobo that was advising him that he should embrace his own individuality, that whenever he has noticed that whenever he's with Isabella, that Kai Kumi tends to shrink. He doesn't really shine. He's not really his full self, that he needs to just give Isabella some space. Otherwise, he's going to lose himself. That what if she gets evicted from the house? Does it now mean that he is now going to be isolated? That look at Zita. When Zita and Daboski was in this house, there was no way that Daboski was alienated from the guys. No, that Daboski was actually still mingling with the guys. Zita had her own personality. She had her own life in that same house. So why is Kai Kumi's own relationship with Isabella this different? Why is she stifling him? And why is he allowing himself to be stifled? So the guy was, all the advice they were giving to him was like, Is this what people really see? And they were telling him that, yes, this is what we see. When you're with this girl, this is who you are. It's like you become a shadow of yourself. You're trying to please her so much, you forget yourself and you let yourself go. Now, Kola also advised him, all right? Before Kola advised him, there were some guys that sat down together and they had a conversation about him on more like an intervention meeting, like how are they going to help their friend Kai Kumi, how are they going to rescue him? Because the thing was too much. So Kola had then moved on to speak to him privately, was advising him that, listen, you have to put your foot down. You have to let people know, and even this girl, you have to let them know that, look, she's not your girlfriend. You are just dating her in the house. She's not your girlfriend. She's not your wife. She's not your mother. So you have every right to date whoever you want to date, move around with whoever you want to move around, be friends with whichever female you want to be friends with, and stop allowing this girl to sort of stifle you in this thing people have, So everybody was sort of advising this guy. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I know that Kai Kumi has a coconut head. No matter what people tell him about Isabella, no matter how much people advise him, these people are already shagging in the house. They're already having sex in the house. So in a way, they're kind of connected, right? They're kind of connected. There's a bond that they share already. He said he really likes her. I don't know how true it is, but from the look of things, it seems like he does really like her. Isabella also likes him too. But then she's very possessive and she wants exclusivity in the sense that he cannot be too close to any other female in the house. And guys, we know that that is almost impossible because this is a game. Shit happens. And we need to form alliances, So I'm just here. I'm just waiting to see if he's going to take any of those advices from his bros in the house and, make do with those advices and help himself. Or if he's going to go back to Isabella, because that's what's been happening since week 1. They'll quarrel, he'll go back. They'll quarrel, he'll say he's done, he'll go back. And the cycle just keeps on repeating itself. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you all think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I was supposed to talk about Day Day and Miday's friendship, but this video has become too lengthy, all right? So what I would do is there's going to be another video where I will share more about that. There is also the conversation that happened between Day Day and Kola last night. I will talk about it on that same video, right? But in the meantime, share your thoughts in the comment section below about Thelma's, how Thelma really judges Isabella. I mean, guys, it's quite unsettling for me, but I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Also, what do you think about Kai Kumi and Isabella's relationship? Share in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your day.